Masks. Mastering the masks is probably most important thing you can learn on your way with Photoshop. Mastering the masks will allow you to work non-destructively, it will allow you to work selectively, and what's most important, it will allow your images to look absolutely amazing. I remember when I was starting with Photoshop and I tried to find some help, and every time I heard the masks, I couldn't figure out what they are talking about. What is masks? It doesn't say me anything. And I believe if you are a very beginner and I tell you masks are very important, you could be, what is he talking about? Like, what are the masks? Well, every time you work with Photoshop, you add different adjustment layers. So let's say you add some curve adjustment layer. Let's say you add some color balance adjustment layer. And one thing about these layers when you work with them, this white thing that is, because layer is this whole thing. The background is the layer, this curve is the layer, this color balance is the layer. Though this white square over here is called mask, and this is all the secret. Okay, so what is this all about? Why is it white and what we can do with it? The white color represents that the effect that you're going to apply is visible. So let's say I want to add some contrast using curves. I would drag the curve up in this area to improve the highlights, because in the mask, the left side is the shadows, right side is the highlights. So if you want to improve the highlights, you go up with the curve and go up, down in the shadow area. Okay, so improve the contrast, and we also affected some of the saturation. And this is all right, because white, this is visible because we have this white square over here. Though, when we invert this white square, pressing Command or Control and I, like invert, this effect will be invisible. Now we have black mask, so this effect is still in this layer, but it's invisible because we covered the layer mask with the black color. So invert this again, the same Control or Command and I, inverting, applying and taking away the effect. So this is not only one thing we can do, because we can paint on this layer mask whatever we like. So we have white color, and let's say we want to apply this effect only to half of the image. Then I can choose the brush. I can also press D to reset the color and X to choose the black color as the default color. And if I paint over the image with this black color, and this mask will be selected over here, I'm simply taking away the effect. Let's have a look. Before and after. As you can see, only this part of the image is affected, because when I'm going to press Option or Alt and hit on this layer, you can see that half of this mask I painted with color black. So now when I invert this by pressing Command or Control and I inverted this. You can see, so the part that was black is now white, and the part that was white is now black. So these are the masks. Masks is the tool that gives you control over the adjustment layer or your actual layer or anything you do. So you can clean the image, you can later mask on it, and the effect will be visible or invisible. Let's go with color balance. And for example, I would like to add some of the red color and some blue color. And let's say I would like only the background to be affected by this. I would invert this color balance, Command or Control and I to color black. And then with white color of the brush, I would try to paint around the sky. It's not very selective, but this is just to present you how does it work. And I'm painting with the color white, not with this nostalgic magenta color. But as you can see, pressing Alt Option, hitting on this layer, I painted this white area. So these are the masks. Masks are the tool that allows you to work non-destructively, selectively on the image. You can create the mask on everything. You can also create this on the actual layer. For example, the background layer, I'm going to copy this by pressing Command or Control and J. And let's say I would change blending mode to soft light. So this image becomes darker. And I can press this small icon on the bottom to create layer mask. It's white now. I can invert this in Coral Black. And now with Coral White, I can paint on this layer mask in certain areas if I want to bring back the effect that is visible over here on this layer, but this is the layer mask. So all the control happen here. This is what the masks are, nothing more complicated. Masks are just these squares next to your layers. This is all about masks. And now we're going to master them to learn how to work non-destructively and how to create really amazing images.